AlUla is a place steeped in history and natural beauty. It's one of the last frontiers to be discovered by contemporary travellers, and a region that I've always wanted to visit. My name is Hugh. I'm a history enthusiast and amateur artist. I'm going on a time-travelling adventure through the enchanting landscapes of AlUla and Khaybar in Saudi Arabia. I've got 4 days in this majestic place, where I'll visit the ancient period sites and regions of Dadan, Hegra, Kaiba, and more. I'll be documenting everything in my sketchbook so I can attempt to illustrate the story of over 7,000 years of continuous human history and creativity here in AlUla. First, there's somewhere really special that I want to visit. An enduring place where nature, art, and history coalesce. As I walk up to Jabal Ikmah, something captivates me. There's a comforting silence of tranquility to the place, and it hits me immediately. It's almost as if it's been designed as a site for reflection and contemplation. Jabal Ikmah is famous for its collection of rock inscriptions. Most date back to around 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. There's also rock art, some of which spans to prehistoric times, tens of thousands of years ago. As I arrive into this unique valley, I find myself surrounded by these inscriptions, echoes and stories of the past, etched into the rugged and rocky fabric of the mountain. There's so many different styles of inscriptions, mostly perfectly preserved. I'm captivated. This place is really intriguing because as you drive in, there are hundreds of other rocks. AlUla's full of them. But I really need to know why it was so important they felt they needed to leave all of this art here and tell us something. And what I'm hoping for, if I visit lots of other areas in AlUla, that I maybe might just find the answer to that. I figure AlUla's ancient Oasis is a good place to start. It's the beating heart and constant life-giving source of sustenance in the region. This natural phenomenon is the reason people settled in AlUla in the first place. It enabled them to build communities, agriculture trade routes, and it facilitated the advanced cities that followed to flourish. I meet professional artist and returning traveller OC, who tells me a little more about this special place. When you first kind of came out to AlUla, did you find that it inspired you in any way?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's such a beautiful place. There's such a great collaboration between the desert, the mountains, and the oasis.
And it's such beautiful light in AlUla. As soon as it starts dropping, all these reds come out the rock that you haven't seen all day.
There are 2 sunsets that happen here. The first sunset is when the sun goes behind the mountain, and then the second sunset is when it starts to go below the horizon. Such a beautiful thing to observe. Once you see it, you won't stop seeing it.
It's really inspiring to hear how the natural beauty of the oasis continues to revitalise contemporary AlUla, nurturing innovation, ideas, and enabling creativity to thrive. I head up to the top of Harrat viewpoint to try my chances of seeing AlUla's famous double sunset. The contrast between the different landscapes visible on the plateau is so unique. So I'm seeing now all of these reds pouring out the rock that I haven't seen today. Well, the light's quite harsh in the afternoon, but now you can just about start to see it, and I'd like to go catch the sunset, which is happening behind me here. Staring out upon this valley makes me feel like anything is possible. No wonder so many civilizations chose to build their cities in AlUla. I'm really excited to carry on exploring over the next few days to find out what this region can teach me. Ancient Dadan, the famous city of the incense road. It's a magnificent sight to behold. I brush up on some history and chat to Oasis, a local expert, who tells me more about the famous lion tombs, built between 2000 and 2500 years ago. I head up to take a closer look. The carefully and ornately carved lions flank the tombs like sentinels. They're incredible to see up close. Nearly 3,000 years ago, the Dadanites began building their city. Dadan quickly prospered and became a major crossroads for trade, ideas and cultural exchange. It's inspiring to look out at the ancient city before me, over the backdrop of the sprawling oasis and mountains on the horizon. I can almost see the journey of human progression and innovation laid out before my eyes. And this is what they carved here, the famous lion tombs. You can definitely see why they built it here. There are vistas everywhere, and you can look down on the beautiful oasis, which has always been the beating heart of AlUla. While the exact overlap or otherwise between the people of Dadan and what followed is still unknown, the city of Dadan's prominence began to wane, and the emergence of the Nabateans led to the construction of the jewel in the crown of AlUla's civilizations, Hegra. Hegra was an advanced city which pioneered innovative technologies such as advanced water management and agriculture. As I walk through this UNESCO World Heritage Site, I'm enthralled by the vast, dreamlike nature of this place. It's amazing how over time the structures of this ancient city feel like they're almost part of the landscape. The scale and unique geometry of these tombs has really captured me. The Nabateans were master craftspeople who used tools like hammers and chisels and picks to construct these complex and breathtaking structures that combined a variety of architectural styles. The tombs, built for wealthy and prestigious men, women and families of the time, exist today as living archives, historical snapshots of the individuals who are buried inside. It's got this really amazing ability to be able to take your breath away twice, because at first you see it and you can't believe the scale of it. And just when you get your breath back, you notice the craftsmanship, and then you lose your breath all over again. The Nabateans had the most breathtaking canvas and everything that inspired them, and they created this. I can't wait to draw some of these tombs. I can't believe that these were carved from the top down 2,000 years ago. It's amazing to think that ancient people from the Mediterranean, Asia and across the Arabian Peninsula would journey through thousands of kilometres of desert along the incense road before arriving at this spectacular place. It must have felt like a mirage to them. Today I'm flying to Kaiba, an oasis region in southeast of AlUla. Kaiba was part of the intercultural crossroads fostered during antiquity. As we fly over AlUla, I'm captivated by this aerial view of the impressive rock formations and geology. It is beauty at its most timeless. My pilot points out familiar sights of AlUla from above: Dadan, Hegra, and the Old Town. I also spot some Mustatils. These ritual structures are some of the oldest and largest man-made structures on Earth, predating both Stonehenge and the pyramids of Giza. I'm hoping to get a closer look at them once we're back on the ground. We pass over Harrat Kaiba, one of Saudi Arabia's largest volcanic fields. These volcanoes are believed to have last erupted 1400 years ago. I watch the golden sands turn into dark rock. It's like seeing different coloured inks meeting on a canvas. The monumental scale of Khaybar's old town and Oasis is extraordinary. And as I hike up to the top, it feels like the walls and the bricks are sharing stories of lives and dreams lived and pursued across centuries. Travelling through this region is sort of like going on a journey through time. This town's now abandoned, but because of where it sits in the context of all the nature, what's left is like a painting from the pages of history. And I can honestly say that I don't think I've ever seen anywhere quite like this. As I drive back the scenic route to AlUla before my last day tomorrow, I spot some Mustatils on the side of a mountain. Groundbreaking discoveries about these mysterious structures are still being uncovered. A recent excavation found human and dog remains together inside a Mustatil, which points towards an ancient symbiosis between humans and animals in the region. I think about the colossal effort and teamwork required to construct the Mustatils, and how through 7,000 years of natural and human events, they still stand here as a testament to the enduring spirit of humankind. I feel a deep and humbling connection to the past and of our place in the vast tapestry of history. It's my last day in this magical region, and I've taken the opportunity to revisit Jabal Ikma before I leave. There's a sacredness to this place, and a feeling like I'm walking through the footsteps of 200,000 years of human history. Sitting here, surrounded by the majesty of the rocks, I feel a real peace and clarity. I can almost hear the echoes of carvers chiseling away at the mountain, immortalizing their ancient language, ideas and culture into this spectacular landscape. During my last 4 days, I've learnt a great deal about the history of these regions, from the Mustatils to the Dadanites, the Nabateans and the Old Town era. But I still have some unanswered questions, especially as to what led people to use this site in particular as their living library. I'm hoping that local Rawi Abdul Razak might help me find the answers. Why is this a particularly important site for AlUla?
A lot of people prefer to come to this place to practice their religious rituals and also document their history in it. The travelers thousands of years ago, they loved to travel to places that have water holes. The travelers will come and fill their water sacks and then continue their journey to their destinations.
Which are some of your favourite carvings here?
This hand, it's reminding me of the handprints in the cave in France.
Yeah.
This is the most amazing thing about art, is that you translate what you see. And this is indeed an artistic drawing.
You can feel the personal touch of an artist sending you a message through millennia, which is really nice, isn't it?
It is amazing, it is.
It makes sense that the presence of water here is what originally brought people together and ultimately cultivated this creative environment that led to this living library. Abdul Razak's story about the hand inscription has really resonated with me. I imagine this ancient artist leaving their indelible and individual mark etched into the mountain. And now, thousands of years later, this act of artistic expression can still speak to me. It's incredibly inspiring. Before I leave, I walk up to Old Town's Tantora, or sundial. It's a fitting spot to add some colour to my sketches from the last few days and bring them together in a timeline of AlUla's human history. from the prehistoric rock art to the Mustatils. The progress of Oasis settlements into building the powerful city of Dadan. The cultural immortality of Jabal Ikma, monumental Hegra. A testament of Nabatean genius. And then the Islamic era Oasis settlements of Kaiba and AlUla's Old Town. Finally, contemporary AlUla, where travellers, explorers and creatives are brought together to celebrate the unparalleled beauty of this place. New discoveries continue to unravel in AlUla's history and reshape its future. Experiencing this place firsthand has been incredibly inspiring, and there's still so much more to explore. I'm already planning my next trip.